Hello everyone, this is Nim Golkar. Welcome to Nim's Niche. Today we're talking about how to handle constructive criticism from your boss. You know friends, in life there are some things that are unavoidable. Constructive criticism is one of them. Whether it's in your career or personal life, criticism is part and parcel of our daily existence. There is no escaping it. And research has shown that professionals who are able to take constructive feedback in the right spirit, in their stride, are able to get further in their careers compared to those who become defensive or let it impact them negatively. So imagine this scenario. You are at work at your desk, happily tapping away at the keyboard when the desk phone rings and you see that it's your boss. Of course, the first thought that possibly strikes you is, what have I done now? You get up and you shuffle your way into the boss's office. He or she looks up and says to you, "You're not going to like what I'm about to say." And you stand there frozen. Before we talk about how to handle this rather tricky situation, let me point out that for the large part, constructive feedback is more of a blessing than a curse. If you want to get ahead in your career, if you want to take giant strides up the corporate ladder, it is important to be aware of the areas where you are currently lacking. Unless we know what our drawbacks are, how can we be expected to fix them? So let's come back to the scenario where your boss has just told you that your performance on a particular project has been less than satisfactory. Here are some of the ways you can handle this rather tricky situation. Firstly, listen to what your boss has to say from start to finish without interrupting. Very often, we hear a phrase or a sentence that we feel is completely unfair or false, and our mind immediately starts formulating a heated defense, and we miss out on listening to the rest of the feedback. This can have rather unpleasant consequences. So I suggest that no matter how annoyed you feel, force yourself to hear what your boss has to say without interrupting with explanations, excuses, or your own perspective. There will be plenty of time later to do that. Also, sometimes during feedback sessions, it is very easy to mix up facts and feelings. So just because you feel bad about a particular criticism does not automatically change the facts. So remind yourself at all points to evaluate if the facts still hold. The next thing to remember is to say thank you. Your boss is a busy person and they've taken time out of their crowded calendars to give you some honest feedback. You can begin by acknowledging this. You can simply say, "Thank you for bringing this to my attention." The third way to handle this situation is to ask for examples. If there's any part of the feedback that you're confused about or that you don't agree with, ask for more clarity. For instance, you can say, "Can you give me specific examples of my work or behavior that highlights this particular point?" By doing this, you're actually opening up a dialogue with your boss, which is one of the most productive ways of handling constructive criticism. Rather than simply muttering yes or no statements, by asking for clarity, you are encouraging the flow of thoughts and ideas. And then, of course, it's time for you to present your side of things. Instead of simply defensively saying, "No, I didn't say that," or "No, I didn't do that," you can actually take a deep breath, collect your thoughts, and say something like this: "I value what you've just said, and I would like us both to be on the same page. I've had a slightly different interpretation of this issue, and I'd like to share my thoughts and hear your thoughts about it." And then present your perspective. And lastly, demonstrate a desire to grow and learn. Try and end the feedback session on a proactive rather than reactive note. Hopefully, while your boss was speaking, you've taken down some notes. Instead of simply shuffling out in a state of dejection, Come up with some concrete action steps that you can offer your boss for moving forward. This shows him or her that you're willing and prepared to grow within the company, and it will definitely hold you in good stead in the long run. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, criticism is unavoidable, but once we learn to handle it positively instead of getting upset, it equips us with the right mindset for long-term success. So that's it from me for today. I look forward to seeing you again with the next topic. Until then, bye for now.